Morning, VC. All right, back on again. I've got more records here, which is per usual. So we're going to share these here. I do want to speak to the most recent videos that I posted. It's a long time project that I worked on called the Chronicles Project. I split it up into two parts. I think I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. And it's got a little bit of everything in there from, I think, going back to 2002 up through maybe there's a little bit of footage from 2014, some bonus footage that I added in for personal reasons. But yeah, it's bands that I filmed over the course of that time in the Southeast. I've been filming bands for 21 years or so. Most recently, you got to film in some really nice venues in town, like the Fillmore, the main room in the Fillmore, and the Fillmore Underground. Technology's come a long way. I started filming with some crazy cameras that, stuff that would record straight to VHS or to tape you'd put in a converter tape for VHS in order to watch it or to work with it. And then from there, I think I went to High 8 and then DV and then finally digital. And I went to digital kicking and screaming. I've never been one to give a shit about technology. But I was just a guy that would show up with a camera. And eventually it turned into paying gigs. I never really liked charging the bands a whole lot because I always, especially local bands, because unless you're selling out a gig, the payout's going to be shit. And then there always used to be, do we take from the door, do we take a guarantee? Man, either way it was usually shit. But so I always felt bad about that. I think the most I'd charge would be $50 or $100, just to do the filming. And I usually there's a lot of times I wouldn't even charge for the editing just because there wasn't a lot for me to mess with. So anyway, that's kind of the deal. There's some great moments in there, and these are not videos for the vinyl community per se. I hope you do watch them and enjoy them. You don't have to at all. This is for the musicians that were involved with all these bands. This is for the music venues, all the people that worked at these venues tirelessly. It's a tribute to them. Definitely to like Penny Craver, for example, who allowed me to set up on a table by the soundboard, with a tripod and my camera and film the main room. It was really cool. All the bands were always great, but the venues were also, hell, Snug Harbor would let me set up with a tripod standing on the end of the bar. And there was one time they let me set up standing on top of their piano, so I'd get the best view, because it was always just me for the most part. I had help a few times here and there over the years where I'd run a second camera. And you have to remember, this is all well before GoPros, cell phones that had video capability. This is old tech that I used. And so, and there's going to be moments where, in film, if you work with film, it's never perfect. Especially back then, there's going to be moments where the band was so goddamn heavy it overwhelmed the mic. It's just part of the deal. There's times where the venue would, they don't think about people coming in there to film. It's not part of their dynamic, so it's going to be pitch dark, no lights at all, and then the only thing they use is like a red flood lamp. Pure hell. And if you're a photographer, you know the hell of that as well. Or blue. Blue, I think, was even worse than red at times. But in any case, there's that, and then, this old tape, converting it, shit happens with that, and then you lose the tape, the master tape, and you know. But it's so everything's in this project, all the ups, all the downs, all that. A lot of that's personal to me, for my enjoyment. You know, I kind of sound like Derek Higgins here. You know, I've always done this for myself too. You know, I've always wanted to have the shows. Like, I'm 50 years old now. I can go back and watch all these shows from 2002 and up, and really enjoy it all again. So that's a big deal. I've sent links out to a lot of the musicians that are involved in these bands from the project, and got a lot of great feedback already, and yeah, the whole point of it. So my friend Yankee is in this a lot, and he's going through some shit, and he told me he was moved to tears. He said, I didn't even realize how much I actually did over the years. And I said, yeah, man, he's a big part of it, and so that kind of thing means the world to me with this project. I'm still working on adding interview. I mean, this isn't a finished product. This is just the music. There's going to be an interview element to it. I have some of that done, but there's so many people have moved away from Charlotte, that becomes difficult. A lot of these venues don't even exist anymore. Like Fat City's gone, and Tremont's gone, and there's just, you know, it is what it is. So you know, Penny moved to the beach, and Casey he's probably in prison somewhere in Florida or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's just, you know, the deal. So enough about that. Again, I hope you do enjoy it. If you just, you know, if you only tune into my stuff for the vinyl community. But I always like to, if I can, if I go to a show now, and you know I'm not filming, I still try to get some video footage with the stupid cell phone here to add into my videos, so you can see what's going on. Just always love live music. It's an enormous part of my life. But in this project, I'm absolutely loved it. Moving on to the records, I dipped into Repo for some reason. I was going to the bodega across the street, probably to grab some junk food I don't need. But Anthrax, State of Euphoria, original pressing from 1988 on Island Megaforce. Not a record you see all the time in the bins. It was a nice price. It was like $30. It goes for a lot more, I think. So we grabbed this. I didn't have any Anthrax in the collection. I've been jamming a lot of my metal lately, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab this. It still has the original insert with all the words. And we'll show you the label. It's just a tad slightly warped, but it plays perfectly, and it's not scratched at all or anything. So I was excited about this one, and I jammed it. Man, what a great band. Really good sounding guitars. There's some times they slow it down, because everybody, you know, thinks this is just really fast stuff. It's not. There's some good moments in here where they jam, you know, they break it down. Really dig the vocals on this too. Anthrax, State of Euphoria from back in the day. So if I need to get my metal fix. Moving completely away from that. This is a record that I had to order from Canada. I finally found a copy. It took forever, many years. This is a record that Junior showed for the John Coltrane Memorial Project. I really didn't think it'd be that hard to find, but holy shit. This is the Church of St. John Coltrane, recorded live in San Francisco. And this is on the Explore Sound Records label from 2017. So there is a church in San Francisco they worship John Coltrane and the Lord, of course, but more so John. And they put together a group, and yeah, beautiful sounding stuff. Yeah, very, very spiritual in nature, as you can imagine. I'm excited to have this, and it's a beautiful mint copy. You everybody knows I'm a big John Coltrane collector, so that was a nice one. Next, another for a collection. I collect ESP disc, as everybody knows as well, if you watch my channel. I saw this come into Wantless Records on their Instagram. A few weeks went by, and I remembered I needed to check in with Belson about it. I was like, they probably sold it by now. They still had it, and it came my way. So yeah, big thanks again to Dave and everybody there at Wantless Records. I think it's just a two-man operation. But anyway, the East Village Other. It's a comp on ESP disc. This is an original first stereo press. That label there. So this was a publication back in the day in New York, the Electric Newspaper. And this is a great comp. There's Velvet Underground's on this. Marion Brown is on this. Free jazz musician. So happy to add this to the ESP disc collection. That was a big one. And the thing that's cool, Belson always puts in the package when he sends me one something Boston related. This time, Boston Goes Deaf, the Champions of Boston Rap. This is on the Beautiful Sounds label, I think, in pristine shape for a rap record, which is odd. Usually this stuff got jammed. These records got played back in the day. Let me show you that. And there are a few groups on here that I recall from back in the day. Let's see. MC Throwdown, for sure. And there was another guy. One of the DJs. Hold on, let me see. Not DJ Almighty, even though DJ Almighty is on with MC Throwdown on this. DJ Scratch. Yeah, DJ Scratch I remember. So yeah, this is going to be fun to jam. Fat Girls of Boston. That's got to be good. Instead of Fat Boys. Very cool. Boston Goes Deaf. Thanks, Belson. And then sticking with the Boston theme, I got two records from the band Pile. Again, you watch my channel, you know I love this band. And Rick McGuire. I got to collect all the Ricks. These are two albums that they put out during the pandemic. And as you can imagine, the pandemic, it's going to be dark stuff. This effort is called In the Corners of a Sphere-Filled Room, and it's very experimental, ambient, very, very cool record. Dom, Alex, any of you folks that are into that realm, this is something you would want to check out. And it's cheap, and it's on Bandcamp. Direct through the band. Rick himself is who mails the records out for the band. Yeah, so this was tracked to January of 21. There's some earlier stuff with it too, but they put it out during the pandemic, so very cool. And this is on the Improved Sequence label. And then they also put out a double LP during the pandemic. This is Songs Known Together Alone. Beautiful cover. It's a gatefold. Just has the information on the inside. But there was multiple pressings of this. I got the second pressing. The first is sold out. I think that's on this like a aqua color or something, teal. I'm not sure what they call it, but these are all older Pile songs that Rick reimagined. Yeah, it says reimagined versions of previously released material recorded mostly live in upstate New York in October of 2020. And I guess Rick is going to be at Angry Mom soon for a show, one of the first on his next tour. He does a lot of solo tours. This is on Exploding in Sound Records, which does a lot of their releases, and they're always extremely well done. So yeah, definitely two to check out that are completely different from normal Pile material. Last but not least, I got a 7-inch from my local source for Jamaican 7s. This is an artist I didn't have any records of, and his stuff goes for serious cash. I don't know if I'll ever have any of his LPs, but I did get a 7-inch from Wayne Jarrett, Youth Man. This is the Pantomime Records version. There's a ton of versions of this. This was in good shape, so I grabbed it. It's got a version on the B-side. Super dope reggae cut. Youth Man from Wayne Jarrett, and it was definitely blown to a GJ. It came in this, somebody has it in one of these, like do-it-yourself sleeves. But that's everything. Again, I hope you enjoy the Chronicles project, or I hope you don't enjoy the Chronicles project. Everybody take care. Peace.